Hi guys, welcome to another Speedpaint video. This time I did something a bit different. First of all, I want to apologize for the length of the video. I know it's pretty long, but I already sped up this video to like 16 times. I didn't want to speed it up anymore because then you lost like everything. So, sorry for the length. I tried something new with this one. I wanted to do something a bit more mature, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but I wanted to do something a bit different than the usual cutesy, cartoony style I usually do, even though it's still pretty cartoony, but anyway. So for the skin, I started out with my lightest color first. Shit, sorry guys. I started out with my lightest color first, and from there... Sorry, I had to yell at my dogs. Anyway, from there, I let it dry, and then I used the same color, and I went over it again to block out where my shadows were gonna be. Then from there, I took a darker brown and just darkened the shadows a bit more, and then I blended those two colors together, and then I took a red color to give it some more color, and then I blocked that in just a little bit, blended it, and then I used a light purple to give it some shadows. So I wanted to create more depth because I've noticed most of my art is really flat. So I really try to create more depth with the colors in this piece, and I really hope it turned out well. I like how it looks, but yeah, that's what I did. I had fun with it. I don't know, I like how it came out, so that's all that really matters, right? So for the idea for this, I was actually watching Gladiator with my fiance, and one of the characters just had the most beautiful outfits and the most beautiful hair, and her character design was just so great, and I don't know, I fell in love with her. So of course I had to start sketching while I was watching the movie, and I came up with this. And yeah, I like it. It was really fun. I hope it looks more mature than my other pieces. This is kind of what I was going for, but oh well. Here I tried to make her shawl thing transparent. It did not turn out how I wanted it to, which was a bit disappointing. I just made her arm too dark, I think. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. I made her arm too dark, and I tried really hard to lighten it up, but it just didn't work out quite how I wanted it. It still looks okay, but just what I had in mind was so much different. But oh well. It was my first time trying to do any kind of like transparent fabric type thing, and it's not bad for my first time, but at least I know what not to do now. Oh lord. At least I really like the colors that I used. That was one good thing that I did. Because as you'll see, I made her hair really dark, and her skin is not too dark, but it's still kind of like a goldeny brown color. So I really like how I made the shawl and her headdress like a light peach. I think the colors really work together. And then you have the bright blue for contrast in her eyes. And that's one thing I like about this piece, is how I laid out the color scheme. So now I'm doing the hair. As you guys will know, my absolute favorite thing to draw is hair because it's just so much fun. So what I did is I didn't want it to be too red, and I didn't want it to be too brown, so I laid out a really light brown color first, and then I went over it with the red really softly. And I kept in mind when I went over with the red to keep my brush strokes with the same motion of the hair strands. So like wherever the hair, I'm making all these crazy hand motions with my hands. Wherever the hair falls and curls, I make sure to keep my brush stroke to kind of follow that same movement. And it really does make a difference because it makes it look more like strands and less like you're just kind of coloring blocks of hair. So I went over with my red, and then I went over with the red again, and then I went in with the brown just to push the shadows a bit more and make it look a bit more dark. And I love how that came out, so that's awesome. And yeah, what else to talk about? Let's see. Again, sorry for the long video. I'm running out of things to say in it. Oh, here I am again trying to make that transparent fabric look okay. it didn't really, same thing, it just did not turn out how I wanted it to. If you guys have any like tips for doing transparent fabrics and stuff, I'd love to hear them, because I just totally, I don't know, in my opinion at least, I totally botched what I was trying to do. Because I wanted like everything to kind of peek through, but it just didn't. Oh, it bothers me. It did not. Oh well, I'm done complaining about it now. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna let the music play for a bit here. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going over with my gel pen, my white gel pen, and wherever an area bled into a white part where I didn't want it to go, I just kind of covered it up with white, kind of like whiting it out, I guess, with white out. Same concept. I didn't want it to go, it went past the line art, especially with the hair, because the hair is really dark, so I just covered it with the white gel pen and then colored on top of it, and it worked really well. And I think I'm going to do more of that in the future, because it still showed the color when I put the color on top of the white gel pen, and it made everything look cleaner, so I will definitely do more of that in the future. And then here I am just drawing her gold jewelry. I wish I had some like metallic gel pens, because I've seen other artists use those and they look really cool, but I didn't have any now, so I just had to use my Copics and just kind of like make it look kind of reflective. And when I add the highlights at the end, it makes it look a lot better and shinier, so that was cool. And then, yeah, what am I doing here? Just keeping on. I struggled with what to do with the background. I originally thought of doing like a dark purple, because I wanted something to contrast, but the more I thought about it, the more I didn't want to do something that drastic. So instead I did a peach, or not quite peach, more of like a cream brown, and then I did a pattern on top of it to make it more interesting, which I like how it came out. But one of my markers actually died in the middle of this. I was so sad. I'll have to buy a refill for it. But if you see that part right there where it was lighter, where I started out at the beginning, it died like completely, and I could not do anything more with it, and I was so sad. So I'll just have to get a refill soon. And then here I am just adding the details in the background, which was really fun. I like how it came out. I wish I could have done it a bit more uniformly, because it kind of looks a bit more scattered, but yeah, that adds character. And then I just added a bold outline to make her stand out more from the background. And then I'm just adding those highlights like usual. And then we're nearing the end of this video, so make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm almost at 100 subscribers, and when I reach 100 subscribers, I'm doing an art giveaway, so stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an excellent week, and I love you all. Bye! Mwah!